What's going on, guys? Liam here, and it's time to wrap up round 18 of the 2023 NRL season. God damn, it was a crazy round, man. We had blowout wins, we had record wins, we had, games to the death. It was nuts, man. It was thoroughly entertaining. God damn, it was. Keep saying it. This has been the best best year of NRL we had in a minute, man. It's been pretty crazy, man. So, all the big dogs starting to flex a little bit now, and all the poor teams starting to get blown out. So, can take a while for those bad teams to know they're not good, sort of thing. So, let's go through them and let's break this thing down. All right, so we had the Sharkies absolutely demolish the Dragons. Wow, I was upset, only slightly upset by the Rabbitohs. Panthers getting it done in Melbourne. God damn, they're good. I can't wait to get into that one. Raiders get home against the Titans. Raiders fans, man, you just must be so pissed off. You're like, can you just win a game by more than 4 points for once? Seriously, you come in like fifth and you got a -4 and against. It's absolutely crazy. Cowboys destroying the Tigers. God damn. And Broncos just getting home against the Dolphins in at the Gabba. And Knights, wow. I've got a lot to say about this one. And then Seagulls, I think, put into bed the Roosters. I think that's them cooked, man. The Roosters are cooked. And Parramatta winning the bye. So they'll get 2 points. So that will affect this ladder here, guys. Now, this isn't fully updated yet. Let's refresh again and see if it has. No, not yet. So Manly will jump up. They got 17 points, so they'll go up to 19 points. So they'll take the Dolphins spot up here, and these will all go down 1. And Parramatta will get their 2 points as well, bring them up to 22 points. So they'll jump up into 6th because of their good for and against. Healthy for and against goes a long way, man. Look, got the second best for and against in the comp now, so technically better than the Broncos. So looking good. And Cowboys all of a sudden have a positive for and against. The Cowboys ticked a lot of boxes this week. They, they've had a good month. And, I was one game away from them writing them off playing the finals. Like, one game, I was like, man, if they lose one of the next few, I'm writing them off. And then they just went bang, bang, bang. And then, Hadouken just destroyed the... and that was the one thing I said last week. Their for and against might hinder them to get into the 8. And it's still not great, but it's better than the old... How are the Raiders in 5th or 6th and have a -65? It's absolutely nuts. But they were -30-something, maybe 20-something coming into this round. So that 70-point win like I said, they ticked a lot of boxes. And, they moved up into 9th. Technically still 2 points out of the 8 because Parramatta will jump up. So the Warriors will be in 8th position on 22 points. So technically didn't make any ground on making the 8, but made a ground on the Wars and I guess the Storm as well, who both lost games this week. So it's on, and look at them shortened right up into $15 to win the comp. How crazy! They were nearly $100 not long ago. It's pretty crazy, pretty damn crazy. So Cowboys definitely ticking a few boxes there and looking pretty damn good. One other positive for them as well, next week, Warriors, they'll get the bye, and Warriors and Eels will play each other, so they could possibly move up into the 8 if the Warriors lose. They could slip up into there. So another positive for the Cowboys there. Good on yous. This game here, man, I killed it on the punt in this game. Absolutely killed it. Hit all my try scorers. I had Dragons to score first and lose. Just everything. I hit damn everything. The rubbish thing was, though, I halved my punts just because there wasn't much value in them because everyone thought that the Sharks were going to give them a hiding. So I was like, I won't put much down for these. And I was like, damn, I hit everything. God damn it. But what do you do? That's the way it goes. Man, this was... an absolute hiding, and to be honest, this is the first game. Ben Half had a pretty poor second half last week, but this week I did a TikTok video on it. He fully checked out. Like, he only had a handful of runs, no engaging line runs, which he does a lot. You saw his defense. He just sort of was just standing there, standing in the line. It was just he has fully checked out now. And this Dragons fans, you could be getting used to this scoreline because Zach Lomax has also been told he can leave if he wants. So he's not. I mean, that could be a good thing. He could put some effort in to try and get himself a contract somewhere else. But yeah. Not good. It was a pretty damn poor effort. And Sharkies were brilliant. God damn, we know what they can do now. Let's have a look at the team stats and go through the player stats. So 61% possession, god damn, 31 minutes in possession compared to 20. I mean, this is something that I've been saying, Sharkies, if they want to genuinely be a top 4 contending team, they needed to get this up closer to 90, and mission accomplished there. Nearly ran for 2 kilometres, and not only that, restricted the Dragons to 1,100. Absolutely brilliant. 9 line breaks, that's great. 35 tackle breaks, wow, that's pretty impressive. Play the ball speeds, pretty even. Offloads 5 each. What else is here that's quite dominant? Yeah, tackle efficiency, great as well. I mean, Dragons wasn't too bad, to be honest. They actually did a pretty good job there. 21 missed tackles. Like I said, if you can get that to 25 or less, you're doing pretty decent. And only 5 errors. So that's obviously what I was super impressed with there. Now, Will Kennedy was goddamn brilliant, man. But Nico Hines, I mean, look at this. He scored 20 points, 8 from 9 conversions, scored a try. 135 run meters, 14 post contact, 1 line break, 3 line break assists, 3 try assists from Hines. That's ridiculous, man. I thought Talakai had a brilliant game too. He hasn't been down on form, but he was just such a beast last year. And this 140 run meters, 39 post contact, 1 line break, 3 line break assists, and 2 try assists. That's ridiculous, man. So good from him. And yeah, this was just an absolute hiding. I think Kafusi's turned into a genuine starting prop now. I mean, I always thought he was more of a bench prop than anything, but yeah, he was good, man. He was pretty damn good. For Nukin, spear tackle, he might be in a little trouble, so we'll have to wait and see. And this guy here, this Tom Hazelton, he got a try as well. He's good, man. Like, he's damn good. He's impressed. He's really impressive, man. I can't give him enough raps. He reminds me of a young David Clemmer. He just runs with the big high knees. He doesn't try and hit the line. He tries to go through it every time. It was damn brilliant. And look, I'm not going to sit here and bag the Dragons. They've been bagged enough, and we don't need to do that. But brilliant performance from the Sharkies, and god damn, they're looking good. Where are they sitting? Sharkies sitting in 3rd now, 24 points, and they got the Tigers next week, who are broken, so they could chalk up another 2 points here and possibly strengthen this for and against as well. Obviously all the teams around them getting buys, so yeah, looking good for the Sharkies, looking real good. Alright, Warriors. Now this was an odd one. Now I wish I knew. I picked a bunch of try scorers in this, and I wish I knew that it was like Hurricane Katrina in Auckland. It was so damn wet, absolutely crazy. So I just and the funny thing was, so I tipped, this is the only game I got wrong for the round. I picked everything else. We were perfect for the round this week, which was good. So, sorry, not perfect. Missed one. So, but I saw it was monsoon and I was like, damn, try scorers aren't going to hit. You know, I'd prefer to do my try scorers in the middle of the pack rather than the outside. It's very hard to go around teams in the wet. But I was still very confident Wires could win this one, just because I thought, they'll just play wet weather footy. They've got the big forwards, they'll punch through the middle. But they tried to play dry weather footy, and it showed. Rabbitohs, for me, just the basic takeaway from this, played great wet weather footy, and just short passing through the middle, run hard, tackle hard, short pass. I just thought that's how they won the game. Montoya scored the first try, but even then I was like, I still don't like the way they're playing. They're trying to play dry weather footy in the wet, and then it just sort of fell apart from there, and they never really looked in it, to be honest. But look, the sin bin did not help them at all. Sort of came at a bit of a crucial time right at the end of a half there. That's the worst time to get a sin bin. That sort of within 30 odd minutes into the first half, just because fatigue set in, you know, all that stuff, and you're down a man. It's a terrible time to get one. So a lot of the damage was done in there, obviously, and it was pretty hard for them to sort of come back. So look at that. Like this was torrential, horrible conditions, and they've gone out and completed at 92%, which is absolutely brilliant, and it's way down from what the Warriors' lofty high standards, dare I say, have been for the year. So really, really good. Won the running meter battle. Bunnies did comfortably. I mean, Warriors tackle busts, like they weren't bad. It was just timely stuff. I don't know what it is, but I feel like so many teams now don't adapt to wet weather footy. I think it's Panthers for one for me. They try and play exactly the same. Haven't been great in the wet. And I even said in a TikTok video, I was like, man, I feel like, I just feel like Penrith style, and Warriors sort of do have a Penrith-ish style, like big forwards, you know, outside backs do a lot of the grunt work. Hit hard on defense in the middle. You know, they almost save their middles, energy for defense sort of thing. And outside back, because outside backs just can't get the same meters in the wet, unfortunately. But yeah, really good from the Bunnies. I was pretty damn impressed with them. What else we got? Kick defusals, 100%. God damn, how good's that? Tackle efficiency, not bad at all. Still pretty damn good from both teams. Only 16 missed tackles from the Wars. That's brilliant. So not all negative. This is one of those ones they can learn from. You know what I mean? It's not one of those games you just throw in the rubbish like the Dragons and go, yeah, we'll try something different next time. But yeah, just the errors obviously got them. I mean, that's so good from the Bunnies. They should be stoked with that. 3 errors in perfect conditions is great. You know, and they've done 3 in a damn monsoon. That's ridiculous. Did give a few penalties, but what do you do? That's footy. Who else? So Nickel Coolstar, I've been so impressed with him. Montoya was good, but yeah, it was just, I thought Metcalf was actually pretty brilliant. SJ a little down on how he's been, but you know, he's due for a bit of a bad game. Fanua Blake had the sin bin, but yeah, everyone was just slightly down. I thought Dylan Walker probably should have come back on a little earlier in the second half, I believe. He was the one making really nice inroads, you know, good nice line speed. Damien Cook actually started on the bench and Havili started. I thought that was really smart too. Just like I said, you didn't need the good long service to the outside backs early in the game. Just play a bit of a power game, and they won it. They really did. They just put Tom Burgess in. I thought Cheekan's line speed was brilliant. Matangi was great. Like Totola, brilliant. Like it was just, they just played a real nice basic game of wet weather footy and got the dub. It was actually really, really good. I thought it was a really well coached, good game, and it was great. It was just really, really good. On the punt, I didn't hit a damn thing in this game though, so I was pissed off. But it's good to see Cody Welker brilliant again. I mean, what was his numbers? 13 runs, 79 metres, 2 line break assists and a try assist. That's brilliant. There wasn't, the stats in this game are pretty poor just because it was the weather was so bad. But yeah, it was just a really good game from the Bunnies. So good on you. Good on you, Bunnies. You're back. So if Bunnies will have a bye next week, will they? No, they got the Doggies next week, so they could get boost up this as well. And I'll get to the Doggies in a minute, but Jesus Christ, I think they're cooked. More than cooked, Jesus Christ. So big one for the Rabbitohs. They can boost this for and against up over 100 if they get a big win here. And possibly, because I think for and against, you know, look how many teams are on similar points. You know, it's for and against is going to be important. She's going to be important. All right, so now let's go. Now, this game here was... this was a masterclass for me. I need some more of my bang before this. This was, you know, to me, I actually think these two teams over the past, with the maybe exception, or you could maybe chuck the Cowboys in, Parramatta as well. But I feel like these two teams were the genuine heavyweights that were playing real good footy and had just been looking scary. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was sort of like, this could be the grand final sort of thing. And to me, this was a real masterclass from Ivan Cleary, and I'll break it down. I did a short version of it on my TikTok, but I feel like this was in Melbourne. Penrith obviously missing Cleary. there's a good chance for Melbourne to put a stamp on this one and be like, yeah, we're here now. And I felt like they came out that way. They came out, and I was sitting there going, ooh, have I been sleeping on the Storm? Was the Storm going to win this damn season? Like, god damn. And Ivan Cleary, I'll tell you what, I don't know how people don't think he's the best coach in the league, at least over the past 5 years. Like, what he's done with this club is just ridiculous. Like, it is ridiculous what he's done. Melbourne Storm came out with straight up, like, I think Panthers have another gear. I was saying that they have a finals gear they hit, and I feel like Melbourne shot their shot, and they took this super personal, and they came out, and you could tell their line speed was ridiculous. They were hitting as hard as they possibly could. They were hitting and dragging. When the ball would get kicked down to the back line for the Panthers, Welsh, Nelson, all those guys were just banging Edwards, just smacking Taruva and all that, and they were winning the battle. I was sitting there going, oh, Melbourne, like Melbourne are here now, for about 15 odd minutes, and they were genuinely dominating. And I think it was 14-0? I think it was 14-0. And Ivan Cleary just went, all right, cool. He pulled Moses Leota off earlier than he normally does. Fisher Harris stayed out for a little longer, but still came off a little earlier than he normally does. He put in Spencer Linu and who's the other guy? I always forget his name. Not Lindsay Collins. Team list. Sorry, guys. I'm real terrible with names. Lindsay Smith. Brought him on and for leg speed. And they completely turned the game. Those guys were taking more runs. Obviously, then Melbourne's front line forward pack sort of came off. So, starting forward pack or starting props off sort of thing. And then, obviously, Penrith started scoring, and there was the tide sort of turned. And then in the second half, it was even. It was, 14-16. You could feel that Penrith starting to get a bit of momentum again, like keeping on that momentum. And then Storm... Bellamy put all his starters back in. You know what I mean? And they started to sort of wrestle it, and you could sort of feel Melbourne starting to wrestle back a bit of the ascendancy in the middle, and Cleary just waited and waited and waited, like Moses and Fisher had been off a really long time at this point, and he just waited and waited and waited. And then you started to notice Nelson started slipping off tackles. Welsh's line speed slowed down. They started slipping off tackles, and then To'o and all that started making all their meters again. It all started to start flowing, and they just went bang. Fisher, Harris, Moses back on, and they just blitzed them. It was genius, man. I could watch it. He was playing chess. Man, he was playing chess, and Bellamy was... It is pretty hard to outcoach Bellamy, man, but that's exactly what he did. I could see it from a mile away, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful what he did. It was, he's special, man. That Cleary, he's a special coach, and I don't think he gets the respect he deserves, man. He was brilliant. All right, so I'd love to see the stats from 20 minutes on, because I feel like Penrith actually smoked them from that part. Obviously, they scored 34 points to 2, because it was beautiful, man. It started forcing them into errors. Like Melbourne were playing so good for 20-25 minutes. Like, this is what I'm saying. He made them play bad for the rest of the game. It was a masterclass. I mean, Penrith completed 84%, absolutely brilliant. You look at this and you just look like it's a solid, comfortable Panthers win. It wasn't, man. Like, Melbourne were up for this. Like, this was... Melbourne shot their shot. I'm telling you, they were trying, man. Obviously, you try every game, but it had a very finals line speed, a very finals... Just the way they were running. Nelson was just beast. Like, it was nuts. Even with all that, Penrith just still ended up winning the metres battle. 1,600 to 1,200. Post-contact won that by 100 metres. Line breaks, only just. So the tackle breaks, though, 48, not 148. Set distance, pretty similar. Actually won the ruck. I did think there was plenty of times where they won the ruck for sure. Especially Nelson, god damn, he's a beast. What else we got here? Kick defusals, only 29%. That's a bit poor. Tackle efficiency, pretty similar, 87 to 86%. And then, the missed tackles, though. Yeah, it was bloody genius from there. It was a masterclass, absolute masterclass. All right, let's have a look at the personal stats here for a second. But I'm telling you now, this kid here, this Isaac Tago, I reckon he could be the best centre in the game. Like, I dead set. Like, honestly, right now, I know this is a huge call. I know Crichton's going to the Doggies, but say you had to lose one at the end of the year, I'd be sort of wanting to keep Tago. His footwork is ridiculous. His speed, everything is just... He's just on another level, man. It's actually bananas what he's doing, man. 2 line break assist, try assist, scoring tries. His footwork is just... He scored 2 tries as well. Like, he's so good, man. I just love the way he moves. He moves different. I don't know if that's an old saying. You know, some people just move different, and he's one of them. He moves different, that dude. I thought Edwards, Tago, Taruva were great as well. I mean, let's have a look at some of these. I genuinely thought that Melbourne did a really good job of restricting all their meters, except, I mean, they were smacking tall. You could see when, say, Edwards ran the ball up first, you'd actually watch Welsh, Sims and all that. They'd bunch up on Tor because they know he's taking this hit. And they were smacking him, still ran for 211 metres, 78 post-contact. What the hell? And got a line break. He just punched through them one time. He's a freak, man. Luai, one of the best games I've seen him play. He was dancing. He was absolutely brilliant. Cogger did his job. Moses Leota, 2 stinker of an errors early. But, he made up for it. He's up there, man. He's a freak. Fisher Harris. I genuinely think Moses has probably leapt out in front of Fisher Harris. He's been absolutely brilliant. Liam Martin, brilliant. Isaiah Yeo, brilliant. Lindsay Smith was getting smacked around in the second half, but he took it, man. And Spencer Linu, tons of energy. Absolutely brilliant as well. Absolutely brilliant. Absolute masterclass from Cleary and the Penrith Panthers. It was, it's scary. I sat there and just watched. I just think Penrith are going to three-peat. Every time everyone think they're going to drop games, and people are like, oh, but they lost to this team. Oh, of course they're going to lose games. There's 27 games throughout the year. They're not perfect, but when push comes to shove and ish gets real, they just have that gear. Everyone's in 5th, max line and red lining, you know what I mean? And Penrith just drop it into 6th and kick off. You know, it's scary, man. It's absolutely scary. Storm, who was brilliant from there. I actually thought Sims was really good. Sims came on, he started proper. He was putting shots on. Best game I've seen him play this year. Munster was pretty good. Coates has just gone to a new level. I'm like, what did Coates get, man? Warbrick got knocked out by Tago, but he was. Where's Xavier? I felt like Xavier got a lot of meters and stuff. Tackle efficiency. Where's his meters? Oh, 125. Felt like more. They were just hard runs. Harry Grant kept pretty quiet. Big Nelson was brilliant, but like I said, Penrith just kept working him and work. He was a shell for the last 30 minutes. Like I love Nelson on an edge, but I don't think you can play him for 80 minutes. He's a big human, man. Like I don't know if that, you know what I mean. Like most of the really good second rowers that play 80 aren't big men. Like he's a giant human being. You know, and it's a lot to handle. He was dominating for 25. Actually, probably dominated for the whole first half, but about 10 minutes into the second, he was really struggling. And did he play the whole 80? I think he came off towards the end. Give me a look. Where is he? Nelson. He played. Yeah, he must have come off towards the end, or maybe he had a little spell at some time. But it was only 8-minute spell. But yeah, he was blowing. Christian Welsh, he had a pretty long stint, had a short-ish stint, and then when he came back on, within 5 minutes of coming back on, he was blowing and starting to fall off tackles and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely brilliant from the Penrith Panthers. Wow, absolutely crazy. Man, this was a goddamn goddamn Raiders. Can you win a game comfortably? Actually, just before we get on to that, so Penrith and Storm, I believe, both have buys next week. So yeah, buy and they both have buys. Cool. So they'll get 2 points next week as well. Man, this was an odd one. Hey, I don't know how I feel about this game. It was a strange one. It was really, really strange. I had Raiders to win this one. But yeah, it was just a weird game. Let's just have a look at the stats. 75. It was really even, like 75% completions for both teams. Damn, Titans ran for nearly 2 kilometres. Wow, that's impressive. Post contact 192 as well. It's pretty impressive. Line breaks 5 to 6, pretty even. Tackle breaks 34 to 32, pretty even. Wow, Titans' average set distance was 48 metres. Wow. Both playing the ball at about 3.5 seconds. What else we got here? Kick defusals, tackle efficiency, both about bang on, 87%. Missed tackles 32. It was really even. It was 9 errors to 2 to 11 for the Titans. And yeah, there was a lot of penalties for the Raiders. But I don't know. I don't like talking about penalties and refs. I like talking about rugby league. But yeah, it was an odd game. And honestly, it's weird. I don't have much to say about it. It was just a strange game. Fafita, man, he's just finally starting to feel the potential. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so pissed off at this game because I was putting together my same game multi, and I put in Sebastian, Chris, Hopewadi and Fafita, and was paying heaps, and I was like, nah, just play it safe. Just do a good, someone with good odds that's, could definitely get a try. And I'm like, yeah, I'll chuck in Horsburgh. Within 20 minutes, bloody all three had scored. I'm so pissed off. It's good to see Tomoko have a big game. His meters are up. I was like, what's going on with him? Because I felt like he was, I was like, damn. Last year I was like, damn, this dude could be one of the premier centres of the game. And I just felt like he'd just not quite fulfilled last year's sort of standards and stuff like that. But 10 runs, 212 metres, 149 post contact and a line break. So really good from him. Hopewadi, Jesus Christ, he played good. He's so good, man. He's going to be a really good winger. He's, bit of tour in him. Fights through tackles, finds the seams, pushes with his legs. Big boy. Absolutely brilliant. But Jack Whiten, man, I'm so on the fence with him, eh? Like, he's got to have some of the worst game management skills from a half I've ever seen. Like, there was a play right at the end of it. They were up by, how much would have they been up by? They would have been up by 10 or 6 or something like that. But they were up, but just. And they were attacking. They were in their 20, and it was the 3rd or 4th tackle, and he got the ball, looked around, and it was one of those ones, when they're close to the line and you pass it and like everyone sort of looks around, and he just kicks it dead. Like, tries to chip it over the top, but no one knew what was going on. It just went dead. It was just like one of the worst decisions I've ever seen from a halfback. But then the next time they're up there, he does a similar thing, and it was perfect. It's just so weird, like, just so weird. I wonder what goes through his head sometimes. And that's what I say. I don't think you want him as your, like, primary playmaker, if that makes sense. You want him off the cuff, doing his thing, and that's why I've always thought he's a better centre than a playmaker. But at the end of the day, they got the job done. It wasn't pretty. And I honestly believe one of the reasons why Raiders are sitting in this position where they're winning games, like, the old saying, right? Like, forwards win games, halves decide by how much. Is this not a perfect thing where it's like, okay, their forwards have just been brilliant. You got your Horsburghs, you got your Papalitis, you got your Youngs, you got your Whitehead. Like, their forwards are getting them in position to win games, and these halves just aren't like icing games like they should. Like, there should have been 3 or 4 games during this season where they should have won by 24. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, look, you're at least in the positive here, sort of thing. And that's what I think's really going on with them. It's just, it's really bizarre, man. Like, he's dead set. I honestly think Jackie Whiten's one of the main reasons their for and against is so poor, because there's just been so many games where he just could have iced it. He could have done something. And I'm not bad. He's literally one of my favourite players. Like, if I'm picking a team, I want him in it. But, like, yeah, it's terrible, man. He has actually lost them a couple. I don't know if you remember the very first time they played the Dolphins. They were winning that game by 10 points the whole time, and they had so much good field position. He just kept kicking the ball dead and stuff like that. I'm like, and they ended up losing that one. I'm like, they should have won that game by 40, and they ended up losing it. They were so much better. But yeah, it was just absolutely bizarre. I thought Tarpany was brilliant. Big Red was decent. He was pretty solid. Followaker's just killing the game. He's he's outshining Tino lately, man. He's just been so damn good. Who else was good? Yeah, Big Moe. It was only 160 metres, but it was just he made like 2 try-saving tackles as well. He was Kieran Foran, Fafita, absolutely brilliant. What did Fafita end up with? 181 metres, damn, 50 post contact, a line break assist, a try assist, and a try. And he got a try taken off him. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I've said it before, they need to find a way to get this guy back into their got to find a way to use him. So, look at how Melbourne Storm used Cheese last year. Sort of like that, just like that hectic ball runner. Just run with venom, like, I'm going to play you for 25 minutes. Just, I want you to do, like, literally tear teams apart sort of thing, because he's pretty hectic. He's pretty damn hectic. And exactly you, I don't know, I've always rated this guy. I've always thought he was super underrated when he was at the Roosters and at the Titans, but he's just been dropping the ball cold lately. Like, I think he had 2 or 3 this game. I think he had 2 or 3 last week where he just put the ball down cold. It was absolutely bizarre. Tino solid as always. God damn, look at this. Look at that. It was ridiculous. Now, absolutely brilliant from the... let's not even look at that, because it wasn't even a game of rugby league. Let's just talk about the players. I'm not going into the team stats because it was just ridiculous. But hats off to the Cowboys. Absolutely brilliant. It was... I was about to say I'll do the positive, then the negative. There was no negative. But just like... The only negative was that Tigers were not an NRL standard. Like they're a flag team at the moment at best. They're so bad. But the Cowboys can't help who they're playing. They put them to the sword, and they can only play who's in front of them, and they were just that much better. But the thing I loved about the Cowboys' win was, they knew what they were better, and they knew they were going to tear them apart. But the first 10 minutes, they just played real basic rugby league. They weren't trying to score off the cuff. There was no tries for 10 minutes, and they just went back and forth, kick, and then they just went bang, 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 and they knew they could score. They started throwing the ball around. But then what I love, because what a lot of teams go once they get on a roll like that, they try and score off every play. For the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes, again, they just put it away for a little bit. Maybe it wasn't 10 minutes. Where was it? Maybe it was only a few minutes. Maybe it was only a few sets. But there was a few sets where they just didn't try and score. They just went through the sets again. And then they sort of attacked again. Because, like I said, you can sort of... That's why the tries are just so nicely spaced out, except for a few here in the middle. But yeah, it was just brilliant, man. It was really, really good performance. Scotty Drinkwater, man. Like I said last year, I was so disappointed with him this year. He was literally one of my favourite players to watch last year. He's got this thing where... A lot of players go from 0 to 100 real quick. He's got this real nice where he was sort of running at like just over half speed, and then he hits full speed like that. That's what I love, because you sort of, people are half aware of what you're doing, then he'll just go bang, and he'll hit a hole. It's beautiful to watch, man. It's absolutely beautiful, and because he's a bigger, stronger guy, he will at least get his nose through the line. It's absolutely magic to watch, man. 234 running metres, 65 post contact, 1 line break, 4 line break assists, 5 try assists. Let me read that back to you. 2 tries, 234 metres, 39 post contact, 1 tackle break. He only got 1 tackle break because he was punching through the line clean. 4 line break assists, 5 try assists. That is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So him and Dearden, I feel like for 2 weeks in a row now that they're playing as good as they did last year. Because Dearden in particular, Dearden and Drinkwater, they just look pathetic to me for the most this year, and they dead set look like they did last year, and yeah, it's so good to watch, and that's why I was sort of so down on the Cowboys, because I genuinely wanted to see them do well this year, and they've just been pathetic. So it's the last month, 5 weeks or whatever it is. Absolutely brilliant, man, and they've got a real good shot of making the finals now, sort of thing. And it was great. Tuolungi looks like he's got his confidence back. Even Peter Hiku killed it. God damn. Hess was great. Luciano was great. Cotter was great, and it was good to see Jason Tamala. I actually didn't mind starting Ruben. But I don't know if they'll keep doing that. But yeah, I didn't mind starting Ruben and then bringing Tom Lolo on. But yeah, it was pretty pathetic from the Tigers. Again, like Cowboys enjoy it, but don't get too caught up with that one. That was you were not playing an NRL team that night. That was putrid. But yeah, you gotta. You know what though? I remember when I started doing jiu-jitsu, this black belt boy, was he black belt? Brown belt. No, sorry. Our coach was a black belt, and he had a star student who I think was a brown belt or a purple belt. But he used to come down and roll with the white belts and just destroy everyone. I'm like, why do you do that? Like you're rolling with people that suck. Like what are you gonna? He's like, no, you get good from rolling with bad people as well. You don't constantly be. How do you explain it? He explained it really well. Because you're so dominant, like it's almost like you can't emulate a game through training. You can try, but you sort of can't. Like, you know what I mean? So when playing bad teams sometimes and just destroying them, you can run through all your sets against an actual team, you know what I mean? And you get in the game experience, but because they're sort of so bad, you can do everything. Do everything perfectly, sort of thing. And I think he's right, man. And I've noticed that a bit, and I've heard a few people say it since. That, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to go down 2 or 3 levels, just destroy a team, go through your sets, and they're genuinely trying, like you're playing an actual game, but you're just destroying them and tearing them apart. But, well, let's have a quick look at the stats. Should be pretty crazy. 32 minutes time in possession to 18, wow. 86% completion. Everything they threw as well was just finding the mark. 2,300 metres ran, wow. Post-contact metres, 700, brilliant. Line breaks, 13-1. Tackle breaks, 54-28. Average set distance, 55 metres, wow. I haven't seen stats like this ever. This is crazy. We might when we get to the Doggies game. What else we got? Offloads, 7. That was the thing that really impressed me. They started pushing the ball a bit. Like they just knew they could still score, but their offloads were still nice, and that's what I liked. Kick defusals, 60-75%. Tackle efficiency, not bad not great for such a hiding, but it's all right. 28 missed tackles again for such a hiding, not great, but errors 8-16. I mean, like I said, not NRL standard. 8's fine. If you're under 10, you can live with it. And yeah, that's it. Let's move on. Battle of Brisbane. Played at the Gabba. Looked weird in the round circle. Don't like it, but whatever. Brisbane. Now, Dolphins have been asked the last month and got 48 put on them by Parramatta last week. Been getting hidings, not looking great at all, and I really expected Brisbane to put them to the sword here. And I don't know what it is, but I just feel like Brisbane are just down a little bit. And I give Brisbane their cookies, man. I said after 8 weeks, I'm not saying Brisbane's the best team or going to win the comp, but they are playing the best rugby league at the moment for the first 8 weeks. They genuinely were. And I don't feel like they're like down here or anything like that, but I just feel like they've just come down a little peg and they're sort of playing more like not a bad team. Just like I feel like they're playing like Canberra or, you know what I mean, the Wars or maybe even, I just feel like they've just come down a little peg here and they're definitely not the second best team in the comp, if that makes sense. I could be wrong here. Maybe the Dolphins has really got up for this game, and it sounds stupid me saying this when they've literally won 4 of their last 5. But just watching the game, it just doesn't look as silky. It doesn't look as smooth. A lot of errors starting to creep in. Meters not quite flowing as freely. And this game, man, it really took some Sel and Corbo hectic brilliance for them to win this game. I mean, he should not have been able to score that last try. Like, that was just crazy. 2 tries just really saved them here, and they were gone. Like, I genuinely feel like the Dolphins played better rugby league for the majority of that game. Broncos definitely owned the first half. And then, it was just, I don't know, like, even just their tackle, like, there was just, I don't know, I can't wait to see the stats and see how it went. But, again, I'm nitpicking. I'm holding Broncos to a very high standard. Don't think I'm saying they're rubbish, and I'm not even saying they're falling off. I just feel like they're definitely not the best team in the comp when I definitely thought they were in the first 8 weeks. I just feel like they're probably playing the 5th or 6th best footy at the moment, and but they're still going to win plenty of games, and they're still going to make the finals, and we'll see how they go from there. But it was a really interesting one. So Tristan Saylor, I mean, I was expecting a little more from him. He was brilliant against the Warriors when he filled in, but he did a pretty damn good job. I thought Nick Kareem was pretty good at fullback. It was just the edge defense. Like I felt like Hammer. Like they were literally. This is what it was. I've just thought about what it was. I felt like they could literally just shift the ball to an edge and they could at least get meters, or it looks like they could almost score a try. It didn't look like there was much cohesion, and like I said, I think if they played let's say a Bunnies with Latrell, or even Parramatta's really good at stripping numbers, or you know what I mean, just one of those teams that's good at stripping you for numbers, I felt like they would have got torched in this game. But obviously it's not the Dolphins' forte. They more just. They'll just shifting the ball out to Hammer, and Hammer would sort of do something and almost score a try every time. But yeah, it was a weird one. It was just, again, I'm holding them to a very high standard. Selwyn Cobbo, brilliant. What do you go? You have 175 metres, 2 line breaks, a couple tries to win the game. Absolutely brilliant from him. Let's see his errors, because usually he's pretty error-riddled. He did make a couple mistakes. He did defensive reads, 2 errors, 2 handling errors. Ooh, it's not great. Tony Staggs, 2 errors. Yeah, okay, but so not terrible. It's actually, you could almost live with Selwyn giving you 2 errors because he probably scored 2 tries as well. But yeah, it was good. They did enough to win, but yeah, I was just expecting a little more. I even felt like Reynolds just felt a little down. Just a few of his kicks were really short. Few were somewhat too long. It was just, but yeah, he's been brilliant. And Billy Walters again. I just feel like he sometimes tries too hard. Payne Haas, I thought this was his. I honestly, I know you're probably going to think I'm cooked. I actually think this is one of Payne Haas's best games, like for real. And you're probably thinking, what the hell are you talking about? He 23 runs, 224 meters, 90 post contact. But hang on, there was. 3 times. It's not his numbers, and this is why I've said sometimes I think Payne Haas can be overrated. His numbers are legit, but I just feel like sometimes he doesn't run hard, and he had 2 runs in this game where I've never seen him at that speed before. He ran at full pace. Quite often he runs up, he hits the line, he's so big, he turns, he walks for fewer meters, plays the ball quickly, and you move on, and it's great, but he actually ran and hit the line hard, got to his front and played the ball quickly. I was like, this is awesome. This is what I've been saying he should be doing. I thought it was his best game. I thought, honestly, I was like, that's Payne Haas. And I was like, damn, I bet you he doesn't get the numbers here, and everyone's going to be like, oh, Payne didn't play that good. But he got his numbers as well. Like you know what I mean? Yeah, he didn't stand in tackles, but who cares? He ran, smacked the line, skittled blokes, went to the ground, got up, played the ball quickly. It was awesome. And that's what I've always wanted from him. I do think, because I don't think Kevy's a great coach. I felt like he was on the park a little too long. Like, just because he can play 70 minutes doesn't mean he should. You know what I mean? Like, you're not playing a super destructive forward pack. I feel like Kevy Walters just presses the play button with Payne Haas, and because he's so good, he just leaves him out. I'm like, bro, you have to give him a break. The funny thing, I actually felt like Payne's worst minutes were the last 10 minutes. And it's not because he was bad. It was just obviously a little fatigued, and he's played in 67 minutes in the middle. Of course he's going to be tired, and that's just what I sort of felt like. It's a basketball thing. I mean, I don't know if anyone's played a game of basketball before at a high level, but I don't know if it's pretty easy. You can play a full game without a rest. It's actually not that hard to play a full. You don't need a sub. But obviously when you see, you watch NBA, you watch all the big guys who are some of the best conditioned athletes in the world, they sit on the bench for ages. And the reason why they do it is for the game, more than likely in a game of basketball, is going to be decided in the last few minutes. any sort of fatigue can just throw you off that tiny, tiny bit. And when you shoot in a tiny cylinder, you need to be super fresh, and you know what I mean? You can't have any fatigue in your arms or legs because that can affect your shot and stuff like that. And that's why they rest so much. 48-minute game of basketball, your superstars are only on there for like between 28 and 33 minutes. And that's why they do it. And you don't want your best players exhausted at the end of a game when the game's on the line. So that was one of my criticisms of. It wasn't so much Payne last year, it was more Kevy, like, why are you having your best forward exhausted at the end of the game? Just give him a rest. Just give him a little rest. You could even, like, just, I don't know how you do it. Like, you bring him off after 20, go to halftime, and then if you just want to play him for the whole second half, or I don't know, but I don't like how he does it. I just feel like he's just on the field for way too long at a time sometimes. But anyway, he'll work it out. And to be honest, I thought this is Payne's best year, right? His minutes have actually been down this year slightly. You know what I mean? I think there was plenty of games there where he was only getting 57, 58 minutes sort of thing. I think 67 is just a little high. But anyway, we'll see. And that's going to hurt in the finals. You know what I mean? You don't want to be playing Penrith in a semi-final. Payne Haas has been on the park for 70 minutes, with 5 minutes to go, and you're down by 6. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. That's terrible. But yeah, it was a really good, entertaining game of footy. Big Val Meninga was killing it. I'll tell you what, Hammershøi is just fast becoming one of the best players in the league. He's so good. I'll just leave it there. Bulldogs Knights, wow, look at that. I said before this game that Knights are going to pump them. And I said, I did a TikTok video before and I said, Knights are going to run through their middles and, and they're not going to be able to stop him. And the funny thing was, I stupidly put, what's his name? Dominic Young in as a try scorer, and all the tries were scored in the middle because the forwards have no grunt. Like their forward pack is probably the worst I've ever seen. They just scored all their tries through the middle. There was like 2 that were around the centre sort. It was so embarrassing. They 100% can never call themselves the Dogs of War again. It was disgusting. It was so bad. And Jeanette, this is how you know it's bad. Okay. So 11 from 11 conversions. The reason why he was flawless with the boot, because all the tries were under the posts. Like I think he had one from relatively out wide. It was just, Kalen Pong was just smoking them through because everyone was just scoring right next to the posts. It was so bad, man. Like everyone's done tape on the Doggies and they've just fully worked them out. They're the easiest team to do tape on. It's absolutely nuts. Some of these stats should be pretty interesting. Oh man, I love Kalen Ponga at fullback. He's so much better there. That was so bad for his career to move him in there. I mean, Doggies completing at 67%. Great from the Knights. 1,800 metres run to 1,100. That's great. Post contact 570. That's awesome. 1 line break for the Doggies. 13 line breaks for the Knights. Wow. Average set distance 40 metres. Kick return metres 172. What else we got here? Anything else? Tackle efficiency from the Doggies 81%. Pretty poor. That's you pretty much every 10 tackles you're missing 2. That's pretty bad. Not too bad from the Knights. 88%. 66 missed tackles for the Bulldogs. 13 missed tackles from the Knights. That's brilliant. That's absolutely 15 errors. So you missed. This is one of the worst games of rugby league. You missed 66 tackles and had 15 errors. They're so bad, man. It's absolutely insane how bad they are. It's actually mind-blowing. I don't know. I mean, Khalid Rajib, he just was getting... He got hooked. He got hooked. He was just letting in tries left, right and centre. And I actually really like his energy, but yeah, he just can't tackle NRL players yet. And just everyone was poor. I don't... Normally I'm like, yeah, they're pretty bad, but Karaz was good. Or, Carr was good. Everyone was bad. Burton was making errors. Everyone was so bad. Burton made like 3 errors. Max King was terrible. Reid Marnie was just... I don't know what's going on here. It was like... I know this sounds weird, like... But I feel like the Tigers game, I felt like they sort of... I mean, like I feel like they were sort of better. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Scratch that. Shit chat. Cut that. I'll cut this out of the video. But no, it was just it was poor. I guess you could say. I mean, look, Tigers got beaten by a very good team. I mean, no disrespect to the Knights, but they're not that great. You know what I mean? It's not like the Knights have been putting... I mean, Cowboys just beat Penrith, Melbourne and Bunnies in a row sort of thing. So they're flying high. So you sort of expect it. But Knights have been going win, loss, win, loss, win sort of thing. So to get thumped like this is pretty full on. Like, and the body language definitely went. It was pretty bad. Let's try the missed tackles. See how these guys went, the missed tackles. All right. As Perham, 2 missed tackles. Carraz, 4. Alamonte, Addo can't miss one. So Khalid Rajib only missed 3 tackles, but I think they were all tries. Like, I'm not kidding. Burton missed 6. Max King missed 7. Your middle shouldn't miss it. You're gang tackling. How do you miss 7 tackles in the middle? Reid Marnie missed 8. Tavita Pangai Jr. 5. Ockenbaugh 6. Jake Preston, he was really good. I actually really, really rate him, Curtis Moran missed 8. Your middle shouldn't miss like that. Because you think about it, right? Like, sometimes outside backs can miss tackles because you're one-on-one and there's usually a shift happening, you know, and it's hard. When you're in the middle, it's like you and 3 blokes going to tackle. Like, how do you miss 8 tackles? Like, that is... Ryan Sutton, 8. Now, that is... Wow. That is atrocious, man. Absolutely atrocious. Kalen Ponga, brilliant. I thought he was real good. He's a fullback. So never move him out of there again. 22 points, 11 conversions, 154 run meters, 21 post contact, 2 line breaks, 3 line break assists, 3 try assists. God damn, Ponga, you're a beast. I actually thought Greg Marju was getting down and dirty. I was loving what he was doing. Dom Young had a little bit of a down game, but Greg Marju, 202 metres, 78 post-contact, 1 line break. Absolutely brilliant. And Bradman Best, Jesus Christ, what was his numbers? Bradman Best was killing it. What, 2 tries? You got 1? No, you get 3? Yeah, Bradman Best, 3 tries. 143 run meters, 32 post contact, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, 2 try assists. Best game I've seen him play. He's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Hastings was good taking the line on and stuff like that. But yeah, great. Absolutely great. Can't fault him. Brilliant. And doggies, time to get ready for Bali, man. Your season's over, unfortunately. So yeah, official. Like, it's 100% official. Tigers, get ready for Bali. Dragons, get ready for Bali. Doggies, get ready for Bali. And you 4, have your bags ready to go. Have your bags ready to go because you're damn close. All right, let's go. Man, this was actually a pretty crazy game. I actually really enjoyed it. Both teams essentially playing for their seasons. Like I said, they're not out of the race. But, like, what do we got? 8 more rounds. Very tough. And like I said, all these teams in here, they're sort of, they're technically only, but these teams are all winning heaps of games. They're all in better form than all these teams, sort of thing. So, I mean, Para's playing great. Warriors are playing great. Bunnies, I know they're not playing ridiculously good. 2 and 3 out of the last 5, but Trell's coming back very soon. Raiders are 4-1. Storm are 3-2. You know what I mean? Sharkies are too far ahead. You know, and then you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. I really thought whoever lost this was out. And to be honest, I thought Roosters for the first time looked like the Roosters. I thought they looked pretty damn good, but just got pipped. I had Manly to win this one. And Cherry Evans, man, I'm telling you, I think he's playing his best rugby league. I've never been a huge fan of him. Never thought he was that good. But sort of like Reynolds from the Broncos, I just feel like he gets a little bit better every year. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. There's never no huge leaps in his game where he arrived. He just a bit better. Just a bit better every single year. And honestly, he's better this year than he was last year. And he's getting on the older side. That's for damn sure. Let's go through this. Pretty even game. Well, it felt like it. I haven't looked at the stats yet. Time in possession, 32 minutes. Wow. Manly completed really well. It was sort of weird. I felt like Manly were doing stuff a little bit. I don't know. It was just. I felt like Roosters were a better rugby league team. But I don't know. It didn't convert. Run meters pretty similar, 1,500 to 1,600 post contact. Manly won that one comfortably. Line breaks 4 each. Tackle breaks 49 to 36. Wow, that's average set distance. Yeah, Roosters. I did definitely feel like they were just rolling through the middle, and I felt like they were genuinely stopping the Manly players in their tracks. So I felt like they were just like their line speed. Like, actually didn't mind Brown in the middle and Victor Radley on an edge. You know, it was good. I didn't mind it. Kick return meters won that as well. They won the ruck, 3.4 seconds. It was nuts, man. Tackle efficiencies are pretty even, 84% to 85%. Missed tackles. I mean, yeah, that's the game right there, I guess. Too many opportunities. 10 errors to 9. But yeah, I don't know. Even though the Roosters lost, I felt like this was the closest they looked to like the Roosters last year. I just felt like they were just played really well. The line speed was great. Everything was good. They're aggressive. Just maybe lacked a little bit of polish. Just missed a few too many tackles. I don't know. It was a really bizarre game. But yeah, I'm crossing the Roosters off. They're definitely not winning the comp. Like, people were telling me they're going to win the comp not too long ago. But yeah, I've pretty much crossed them off making final. I don't see how they can do it. I mean, now 4 points below the top 8, and I know mathematically they can. I mean, mathematically, if maybe the Tigers can. No, probably not. But it's just, yeah, like I said, to win that many more games than these teams here, it's going to be so hard. It's just going to be so hard. And I thought Joey Manu was pretty damn solid, but I also thought Brad Parker did a really good job on him. He's such a good defensive centre. He's a bit like Campbell Graham back in the day. He's just, that, like he's just more of a defensive centre than an offensive centre. But, we saw what Graham's done now. He's added the offence to his game, and he's been absolutely, arguably the best centre in the game now. So, who else was good? Schuster was so bad, but then he game-winning try assist, but he was awful. He was so bad. But does that mean he's bad if he played terrible all game and then scored, pretty much set up the match-winning try? Surely missed a bunch of tackles again. Only missed 3. There you go. Felt like more. But yeah, he was not great though. Couple errors and stuff as well. But Cherry Evans is just so good, man. He's so good. Prosecco was solid. Olakau'atu got dirty. Jake's just a legend, man. Absolute legend. And Ben Travojevic scoring the match-winning try. Aaron Wood's got to go, man. I'm surely you've got someone better than him in your top 30. God damn. He just came on, made an error, did nothing else. He's just a filler. So bizarre he's in the NRL still. Yeah. Who else? I thought Victor was interesting on the edge. But I thought he was good. I thought Nat Butch. I thought their forwards were great. I thought they were brilliant, to be honest. They were really good. Their line speed was... It was a Roosters forward pack game. And their line speed was great. Radley was coming out. Dylan Brown was like his line speed. He's always been great at that, man. He's just got little legs and he goes bang bang bang, and he'll put a shot on, and he's really quick play the ball too. I dare say he's got one of the quickest play the balls in the comp. He's so damn quick. But yeah, not good enough. And like I said, I think that's the Roosters cooked, man. Roosters are cooked, unfortunately. But we'll have a quick look at some. Ruben Garrick, brilliant, 192 metres. Wow. I thought Kohler was actually pretty damn good. Let's have a look at some of the Roosters stats. Wow, James Tedesco ran for 299 metres and a line break. He was trying his arse off again. Daniel Tupou, 195. Pretty damn solid. I thought Lindsay Collins was pretty good too. 135 metres. 55 post contact. Pretty solid, man. Yeah, not much else to say. Who would have thought Roosters not playing finals this year, eh? Absolutely crazy. All right, we're done. All right, so let's have a quick look at next week, and then I'll let you get back to your life. Tiger Sharkies, oof. Raiders, this is your time to shine. You got to put a score on here, man. You can't beat the Dragons by 4 points. Ooh, and then Battle of the Beasts. Parramatta versus the Wars. Could be interesting. Origin selections might affect this one, obviously. Jesus Christ, this could be a cricket score too. Bunnies versus Doggies. And Titans versus Dolphins. So a nice short week. Ready for State of Origin. And I'll get all my State of Origin videos ready, all that fun stuff. And thank you all so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next one.